American and German tanks are now headed to the Ukraine, a sign that this conflict is going to escalate without question in a very dangerous way. Ring of Fire's Farron Cousin joins me to talk about this. Farron, you know, MSNBC, CNN, they're high-fiving. Oh, this is great. We're sending in more tanks. And then Zelensky, we just talked about, now says, well, I don't just want your tanks. I want some long-range bombers, basically saying we're going to go bomb Moscow. And Biden, oh, Jesus Christ, it's almost like he's asleep at the wheel as this thing creeps towards World War III.
We're at the point now where we've got pretty much all of the NATO countries that are sending tanks to Ukraine. U.S. and Germany were kind of the last holdouts. So now we've joined in. We're sending them heavy artillery. And the day, as you pointed out, the day after this was announced, we're going to send planes. Zelensky came out and said, next I will be asking for warplanes. So this is not going away. This is getting worse.
He wants long-range bombers.
Yeah.
Because he's going to say, well, by God, we're going to start a war with Moscow. We're going to go to Moscow. We're going to bomb them. And it's almost as if they have put Biden in a stupid room, okay? Biden is sitting there, 80 years old, in his stupid room. And all these war hawks are saying, do this, do that. He comes out and says, I'm doing everything I can to avoid World War III. That was his talking point. There will not be a World War III. This thing is escalating at a pace where anybody watching this who says, you just don't understand. No, I friggin' understand. I've seen it before, but not on this scale.
Right.
This is scary as hell to me, I'll tell you.
It is. And look, everybody, we understand Russia was the aggressor here. Russia started this. Ukraine was the victim. We're not trying to downplay any of that. But the point here is that we're a hair's breadth away from putting boots on the ground, because Ukraine has already said, hey, it's probably going to take us several months to even learn how to use these tanks.
It's going to take a year, Farron.
Which means we're going to end up sending our guys to go over there and train them, which at that point, we have boots on the ground.
They can't drive them. And the experts say it'll be a year before they can. They can't fix them. They can't repair them. There's nothing they can do with these other than the fact to poke the bear a little bit more and then have this idiot, Zelensky, who I think we have made him into a hero, and the guy is not a hero.
Well, and one of the, a great anti-war activist, the name escapes me at the moment, but I'm sorry, they pointed out, this is exactly Vietnam.
Of course
this is Vietnam. This is what we did.
Of course.
Slowly marching and then quicker marching, and then suddenly we're there and we have no idea what we're doing, why we're doing it. And we're heading back into that same quagmire.
You know what, really, if people understand how this started, most people don't even understand how it started. I swear to God, if you ask 10 people what brought this about, they have no idea. All they know is Russia invaded Ukraine. Russia, the aggressor, comes in Ukraine. Look at the history. It was all about NATO. Putin was telling Obama, even back in the Obama administration, he said a couple things. This deal that we have where you can't move missiles any closer to our boundaries, you going to stick with it? He didn't stick with it. Obama moves them closer. The next discussion is, don't go bringing all these people into NATO when they're right at our border, because you're surrounding us right now. The worst thing about this, 26 million Russians died in World War II at the hands of Germans, okay? Hitler's Nazis killed 26 million Russian soldiers. No, people, civilian soldiers, everybody. Yeah. So Russia is looking at this, well, it's Germany again. And now Germany is latched on to the United States. This is so scary to me, Farron. I just don't know why people just, this thing, oh, it's the right thing to do. Really?
No, the right thing to do is a diplomatic solution to this. But listen to this, okay? You've got, this is the advisor to the Ukrainian president, Mikhailo Podolyak, who says internal escalation of war in Russia is inevitable. Cities that are pampered, lazy, that thought they lived in a different reality, such as Moscow, St. Petersburg, will be subject to strikes. Various blows will be dealt to various targets. Why, by whom, and what for? That's another question. You're now threatening to bomb Russian cities. Those Russian citizens, they're not a part of this. They're innocent bystanders too. And they're threatening it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to hear, well, you don't understand. No, I frigging understand. I have followed this since the minute it started. Most people don't understand what even started it. They don't understand the connection to NATO. They don't understand that even Zelensky was saying, hush, hush about NATO, because all you're doing is you're aggravating Russia and you're turning up that heat. And ultimately, that's what happened. Biden let it happen, Obama let it happen, Trump let it happen. And now this is where we are, and we are this close. What was it, 90 seconds? What are we
90 seconds on the doomsday
clock.
Doomsday.
Yeah. Well, what great timing. What does that put us around April or May?